I don't know this, so you're gonna have to tell me.
Yep.
Was this spoiled? Leaked?
Yeah.
Yes.
Were all
There's
heroes
been stuff-
spoiled? Leaked?
There's been
Yes.
stuff spoiled up to like January so far.
More
It's up to
ambiguous.
January?
More ambiguous as time
yeah.
goes on.
It's
But-
December hasn't really been spoiled much, but January has, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, how do you skip December and spoil January?
Well,
It's
it's just
whims.
kind of vague stuff.
just
'cause,
how
like,
it goes.
winter is like described as like New Year and Winter banner, so it's like vague stuff.
Yeah. Reasonably, we only know for sure what's going on through this month.
Okay. Don't spoil me. I'm not interested.
Well,
Okay.
there's not really much left this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the mythic to spoil, basically.
Well, that's pretty important, isn't it?
Well, it's also pretty obvious, so...
Yeah.
Alright. Sure. Alright, that said, Radiant Dawn banner.
Path of
Path of
Radiance.
Radiance.
I'm so sick of people. I said it was a path of... I remember going through the calendars like, I think it's gonna be a Path of Radiance banner, and people are like, it's Radiant Dawn, Nims. I'm like, oh, well, you guys probably know it was spoiled through spoilers and stuff, so I said Radiant Dawn, and now it's Path of Radiance again. What's the
Yeah.
point of listening to people?
Nope.
Oh my god. Alright,
Just
it's
listen
not
to me.
If
it's not much of a difference. It's
Not
Telly
really.
series anyways.
Yeah.
If it's not the
Yes.
beasts you recruit in Radiant Dawn, it's most likely not going to be Radiant Dawn anyways.
Yeah.
So,
Basically.
it's whatever.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, another big thing is the final story chapter is here, which you guys want to know my opinion on story. It's not a big deal because it's phase story, not everyone cares about it. In fact, I think most people don't care about it. But they're releasing Eitri in the final month, and whatever fight we have of her that's it. Could they not have cut down on one of the Fafnir chapters and given Eitri an extra chapter? Because there's no build up. It's just like we fight and that's it.
Yeah, it's probably not even gonna be focused on H3 too much, because like last book for the final chapter, like I think we killed Freya like in chapter 12 or something, and so like it was basically just about Loki in chapter 13.
Right.
Pretty
So
much. It's just tying up loose ends, I guess, which makes sense to a degree. Atri's
Okay.
the sidekick.
wait, what?
Sort
Sorry,
of. Yeah,
yeah, sorry.
If you look at like
Combat threats.
the trailer, not the trailer, the poster, like for the book 5 thing, like that's why she's on the left and Fafnir's in the middle, since he's the main focus.
I don't know. He hasn't felt like a villain to me. He feels like a tragic.
Well, it's the Garnif arc. Atri follows the Garnif archetype realistically. They're the one that
Yeah.
orchestrates everything, but they're not the threat.
Garneth
Oh.
and Harden sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, with this book concluding soon, I'm going to tell you guys right now. These characters have had among the least impact on me. Though, with that said, I did like Regan, Knot, and
I think the
Dagger.
protags were actually pretty cool. The antagonists. Yeah,
I
let's just
felt
say I hope
absolutely
the
nothing for them. I'm sorry. Like Odor, I didn't care about.
I don't think
Fafnir I
anybody
did not
does
care
like that
about.
deep.
Not very few people cared. I mean, I know
I
Evan
like
thinks
Fafnir.
Odor's okay.
I think
I-
Fafnir's
well-
neat. I just kind of want to actually have a unit of him.
The only
to
ones I
develop.
really like are Fafnir and Note.
Yeah.
And Eitri has been so stuffed in the background that I'm just baffled by it.
yeah.
I think this is too, like, I get the idea of her being behind the scenes and everything, but this is too behind the scenes.
Yeah. Like, obviously, Atri plays a bigger part to the story, even past this book, but it's not touched enough on.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things in Phase Story, it's just not gone into depth enough.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing. Now, I'm not sure if this wasn't a spoiler, but did anybody expect Laegjarn to be a Cav archer?
Nope, I expected
Wasn't in the
armored
spoilers,
archer.
but I actually did expect an archer. Wasn't sure what kind.
Yeah, I just
Why
thought it
would you
be
expect
armored
an archer?
I
Well-
didn't expect an archer. I was
Direct
expecting
comp-
some kind of armor. But
Direct
I was expecting armor,
competitor
exactly.
Against, direct competitor against Fiorm. Farse versus Archer is the way I kind of saw it.
Yeah, I
just
thought she
wasn't
was
sure
like
what
a
move
range
type.
near saver.
You know what? I thought the direct competitor would have been near save armor.
Well, that would be
Yeah,
a
Farse
direct
armor.
complement, if anything, because then you would be best using them on the same team, which doesn't
Yeah,
make
But I
sense.
think that was the idea, because they're
Yes.
like, we're friends, we don't want to kill each other.
But they
yeah,
have
so if they're on
to.
the same team, they can do cool stuff. Like make out with each other. So
Wow, I didn't expect you to go there.
I'm
Sorry,
really
that's not
humorous
how the
remark.
story is.
But yeah, no, when you think about Muspel, it's just like, why would his champion be an archer? Obviously, he wants them to smash things. Like, I wouldn't even been surprised if it was an axe. But, like, no, I thought it was melee. Absolutely. At least.
I just saw rain. I just see far save, and I think ranged, and I'm not thinking mage, because, yeah, right, like, Laegjarn's gonna be a mage.
Right.
That would have been funny, a fire mage.
Okay, well, let's go over the heroes then.
Alright?
So, Volke coming to the game was something that a lot of people looked forward to. There were a lot of whispers.
I look forward to him a lot. I really, really like Volke.
They literally made his art almost identical to his past.
That's what I
Very
was
similar.
remarking. He felt
It's
like
so
Volke
similar.
from the game.
Like, I don't know if you checked it on stream, but literally this is his Path of Radiance art.
So, is it the same artist?
Yes.
Oh my god. Because when I looked at this, it was just like, this just looks like Volke. Everything felt right.
It's
don't
basically
think that was
just slightly stylized, and that's it.
Like, it's literally just what if the artist drew it a couple of years later. That's it.
Or like a decade and a half later, but yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same thing.
All
you
the
know?
time. Small time.
But that's super cool, chat, because I love Volke's look. Again, I've talked about this before, but in terms of the truest assassins in Fire Emblem, he's among them, absolutely. For me, it is him. If I think about what represents an assassin in Fire Emblem, it's Volke for me. But yeah, he looks great, and of
Although
course, he lives up to everything.
I do admit I love his Radiant Dawn art, or his post-promotion art when he truly becomes an assassin. Not going to spoil how, but it's really cool.
Yeah, when he puts that thing over his face and whatnot.
Well, yeah. I know it's the change isn't gigantic, but he still looks really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is
All
great
right.
too.
Very, very appreciative already of just how he's implemented
Yep.
art-wise.
All right, my guy also has Fireman's Hook, Lethality, Sturdy Impact, No Follow-Up 3, and Times Pulse 3. Obviously one of the best kits I've ever seen, and the introduction of Lethality.
Sheenon of daggers. This is literally just Sheenon for daggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
excellent
the
fodder and
funny
excellent
thing.
Unit. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
believe how the Telia series introduces like one of the top archers and top dagger heroes and introduces new perf skills for them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
it's
commenting on that to
perfect.
Legion
There are
before
root
stream.
types.
There was Path of Radiance banners both times. They introduced really good fodder and a new a new inheritable like specific skill.
Like, they're
Was.
amazing in their class, but they're also literally the best fodder in their class.
Yes. And they were also not that great as units in their respective games. Which is funny.
Wait, they
Volke
weren't
was
that
actually-
great?
Well, Sheenon wasn't great, but actually Volke was really good as a like thief utility. Path of Radiance is really good. But yeah, Sheenon just he rejoins and his stats just aren't good. In Radiant Dawn, Sheenon's really good though.
Right, no, that little skip is really poor for him, but I remember that.
Mhm.
All right, well, that said, the kit itself, man, if he didn't come with Lethality, I think that would have been a big disappointment, but it's perfect because you got to introduce a new skill. Now, the weird thing is, Lethality is among the harder skills for most heroes to use. It's 4 cooldowns. That's really rough for a lot of characters.
It's not like Deadeye where you can literally spam it. Lethality has to be used with a deft hand in order to make the best out of it. Which makes sense, because instead of boosting your damage, you're literally making your foes defras near zero.
Right,
Yeah.
75%.
It's
I can't
tiny
believe
bit
it.
Worse than Black Luna, 5%.
Yeah, it's basically Black Luna. 5%. That's craziness. And of course, it's better than that because you reduce damage reduction skills. Just ignore them.
Yep. Which is what Black Luna kind of failed with, because while Black Luna is amazing, the second damage reduction is brought into the picture, it loses its luster. Whereas
unfortunately.
Lethality, at the cost of an extra cooldown, is much nastier.
Yep. All right, well, that said, that's most likely inheritable, right?
Oh yeah, it's almost definitely
Daggers.
a comparable
Yeah.
dagger skill.
Right.
It's Lethality.
So when I looked at that, the other thing I was thinking about was like, who's going to use it? And everybody brought up Kaze, but outside Kaze, who? Because you kind of need Times Pulse with a slaying weapon. I guess you
Yuri
can do
could use it,
Yuri,
right?
but
Yeah.
So, because if you run Special Spiral Soth, you would have it at 1 cooldown at the start of every combat. So
oh,
you're
that's
all-
true because because his weapon.
Yeah, so that's what I was really stymied by that one. First of all, there aren't many good daggers. And second, there aren't many good infantry daggers, which need times pulse. If you don't have that, you're really struggling.
Right.
So I was thinking, like, Flora, for example, could use it quite well with her slaying dagger and follow-up.
I just realized, technically Dual Link could do this too. If she can even use it, but...
Probably.
It's slaying and 4 cooldown, so it's 3 cooldown. She attacks, they attack. It works.
Yeah, if you want to... Yeah, on your third hit into quad, it would work. I guess if you can get pulse support and heavy blade, you can follow up with it, but that'd be very difficult.
The reason why I bring this up is because if you can charge her partially, could she actually take on heroes like Vector with it, like Farsave Vector with it?
Probably not, due to the special fighter would probably negate that.
Yeah, it would negate it. You would have to have it set up.
You could do an instant, but there's really no way to do that because there aren't that many.
No. I mean, like hitting other units first and then saving the special. It's not perfect, obviously. There's no way for her to do perfectly.
I mean, I guess technically speaking, in an Aetherite's offense perspective, you could run Quicken Pulse with Valoria support and have instant lethality. That's an option with disarm to get rid of your
that wind sweep would just be safer anyway to do.
Right.
It'd be safer,
like using wind sweeps if you're just trying to kill save units.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking like with Vector in particular, because then you could use lethality, instant proc it on disarm, so that your first hit, you're immediately, no matter what special fighter condition there is, getting off your lethality and probably getting rid of your far save worries.
Fair enough. But the entire point was, it's trying to think of somebody who can use it outside of infantry dagger heroes. It's just so few heroes. So yeah, really good special, but very hard for most heroes to use right.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's here though. It at least gives daggers a new tool to play with, which they've been kind of wanting for a while, I feel like.
Exactly. Daggers have always been behind the curve because they just can't kill without broadleaf. So having...
Or by stacking damage in some ways, like with Gengar, you can stack true damage. But...
Yeah, exactly. And even then, it can get a little tough. So having a way to cut damage... It can. Just having a way to cut through damage reduction immediately, while also your foe has 25% of their bulk, I think that actually is a huge boon to a select number of daggers. Technically, you can use it on any of them, but good luck. It's not going to work well.
Yeah.
You're going to have to use a lot of support for most daggers to use it well. But there are exceptions, you know.
Yeah.
All right. But with Fireman's Hook, which, by the way, was it? Huh? I don't remember him being referred to as a fireman or something.
He's called, what is it? He says to Ike, if you need me, you just say like call the fireman or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like
a reference to that.
I think it's like a
really wow.
I think it's like on recruit. I forget. By that I mean I read it.
He mentions a fireman though. He says like just
is this like a one-time reference? Because I don't remember it.
It's a pretty. I think it's like a 1 or 2 time.
I think it's his code.
Okay. Sure. I mean, he didn't have a perf in his game, so it makes sense. Give him something there.
Basically.
All right, sling weapon, of course, if you initiates combat or is not adjacent to an ally, attack speed, defense, res +5 to unit, neutralize penalties, and inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit, grants unit special cooldown charge +1 per unit's attack during combat. But that really blew my mind that he got that. That's so strong. When you think about lethality, this is literally the perfect setup for it.
Yep.
Almost like he was designed with it in mind. But yeah, it literally, there is... While there are good candidates for lethality, it's already obvious that Volke was literally made with it in mind, so there's no reason not to use it on him. Just use him instead.
The other thing that really got to me about his weapon was just it's kind of similar to Yuri's in a way, right? Attack speed, extra, slaying, extra, but he gets other things instead of cancel, like defense res +5, ignoring of guard, special cooldown charge +1 per attack. It's interesting when you look at it that way.
Yeah, Yuri is more of a high mobility utility kind of unit where the stats are kind of just gratuitous on top, whereas he's completely built with his combat in mind. Making sure that
combat is the main focus.
Yeah, in both cases, it's basically a complete and total emphasis on the combat on their designated roles, whether that's lethality spam or high mobility hit and runs.
Yeah.
I still
Oh,
think
someone
both
just
of them
pointed
are
out.
AoE specials though, because he can basically do the exact same thing Yuri can, where you can spam AoE specials due to the slaying weapon and like Times Pulse, for example.
Yeah.
He can, but it's
yeah.
so easy to just use lethality when it comes with it right out of the box. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just 'cause
Tarantula
he has
just-
access to that blade effect with it per unit's attack and null guard, so he'll basically have it always and
Yeah.
each time he activates it.
Okay,
Yeah.
what was this person gonna say?
He says both fighter dagger armors could use it. And
I
that's
think
right.
that
If
to
they have
Legion
a
2,
slaying weapon
it's kind
too.
of a meme, though. I mean, it's
You would literally have to use a barbed shuriken, which is just slaying, and both
Lethality
fighter.
goes slow.
I would not use Barb Shuriken. Who has
Well,
a
you-
perf slaying?
None. There are
Sorry.
like 4 or 5 armor daggers,
Yeah.
and none of them have perf slaying because Picnic Floor has attack +3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, there's really no perf slaying. Okay,
Perf
well, there's no
slaying
perf
is-
with slaying. That's kind of rough.
Yeah,
Because if you have to
Like,
use
would
Barb
not know
Shuriken,
how
you give
that
up
is.
so much.
I mean, you could. You technically could, but I would say it's finicky at that point.
Hmm.
It's just a
I
little
wonder-
tough.
I wonder how harmonized Mia would use lethality. Because
Uh,
she does have a slaying weapon.
she does, but she's also harmonized Mia, so I'm not exactly very keen on that.
All right. Anyways,
yeah.
this kit, I love this kit. Sturdy Impact, Null Follow-Up, Times Pulse. This is the kit I would like to run on Young Innis, for example.
Literally, this
Or-
is his kit.
Yeah. This kit is just so good on so many heroes. It's just a perfect kit. Like, if I rated Volke on skill kit alone, which, by the way, I think once the stats come out, it'd still be a 10 out of 10. It'd
Oh,
be a
yeah,
10 out of 10.
definitely.
This is the point I'm trying to say.
Right
Yeah.
now, more than likely chance he's in the next compile. Just gonna put that out there because Shinon is our current Path of Radiance.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Compile. I wouldn't be
Oh.
surprised if Volke does the same thing.
I would love that, yeah.
Yeah. And then you
So-
can grab Times Pulse X Lethality, just like you can grab Times Pulse X Deadeye. Same
Yeah.
idea.
Or times you could literally take like impact no follow up, impact times pulse. You could take lethality, impact, lethality no follow up. Like there are so many different inheritance options for this one.
Yeah, sturdy
Yes.
blow's not hard to get. I mean, you can promote an Athena even if you really need
Yeah.
to, so.
Like it's an amazing kit for any unit, even if you don't take lethality, which you should. But given that it's a little more arduous to use, if for example you want a good younginess with times pulse 30 impact, that's technically an option. That,
I wouldn't do it. Lethality should be the most important thing.
some people have different needs.
Yeah.
I know,
Not
but
to
it's
double dagger.
really silly.
Yeah.
I looked up a bit about Volke's voice actor, who's new to Faye. He's done a couple of things in JoJo and My Hero Academia. So he voiced
Who?
Diavolo. His name is let's see, who's the guy's name? Kellen.
Oh,
Are you
Goff,
sure?
yeah.
It's the same voice actor as the original VA, or what?
No, I said it's a
Volke had
new
VA.
voice actor to Faye, but he's done
Okay.
stuff. He's done Diavolo in JoJo and Golden
Oh.
Wind, and a character in My Hero Academia. So.
I'm not even sure if anyone watches those in dub.
Not many people, but just in case.
JoJo's dub is pretty popular, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But-
Yes.
Always appreciated the voice.
Despite me loving dub in general, I've never watched JoJo in dub. All right, anyways, Astrid, I'm sorry, her face gets to me. What
It's a
happened
little-
here?
Little spooky.
Naruse Roko. Come on, what happened?
I don't mind it
It
personally.
doesn't bother me
but-
too much, but it's a little spooky.
It looks so off. Especially as somebody who came off the cipher art from Astrid, which, by the way, all her cipher art looks so great. This one just looks...
For reference, this artist did most recently Vika, so a little weird.
Okay, and Vika
What?
was really nice.
I don't know how. That happened.
What? They did Vic... How do you have such a big difference? All right,
I mean,
chat.
I guess
Look.
to be technical, Astrid's eyes were always a little weird.
No, it's not just... It's just not just eyes. Chat, this art looks like literally it's from 15 years ago. I get maybe they were trying to make it look like art from the original game, but the face looks way off, and it just does not stand in 2021. Look at her hips and look at the armors right next to her. Can you even tell the depth on that thing?
Yeah, definitely.
It looks so bland. Look at her clothing. Like you can see some folds in her clothing, but again, it looks so bland. Everything just like the lighting isn't there, the depth isn't there. Things don't even feel like right. Not just her face, which obviously bothers me, but everything else just feels off as well, which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, you go from bad art to possibly a kit that very few people are going to appreciate. To be clear, I think she has a usage, but even if you talk about like, hey, she's just like a net except she's a cav archer, that could be a negative, because if Astrid can attack instead of buffing somebody, then she's not going to do that. She's just going to attack, and if she attacks and uses speed defense bond, it might not even trigger. So it's going to be really goofy.
Yeah, only unit I would use speed defense bond for right now on is like nope, pretty much, and that's it.
Yeah, that A slot's also very niche. I mean, realistically, if you put her in the back, depending on how you've set yourself up, she might be in a good position just to force a rally.
It would
But
have been cool if they'd given her speed defense unity. I would have liked that.
Hey, it's not about her showing off skin. She was always really clothed in all her iterations.
well, no, the design is faithful.
Yeah, the design is faithful. It's
Even if her Path of Radiance design's a little.
yeah, I'm just surprised because the detailing isn't there. The coloring, the lighting, everything just isn't there aside from the face just looking off. But yeah, it's as a whole, it's one of the I haven't seen a lot of art that I've like completely disliked this year, but this would be one of them. It's not terrible, to be clear. It feels like I'm in like 2005 or whatever when Path of Radiance came out, which by the way, I think she was in Radiant. No, she is in Path of Radiance.
She's
Yeah,
in-
she's
wait.
in Path of Radiance. She's in both.
Yeah.
But the armor is a little
I-
lower in Path of Radiance.
Right. Anyways, the point is, aside from art, the kit itself is also really rough. So as a whole, this character just feels really... I was looking forward to Astrid chat. That's why I'm so disappointed. Anyway, she has rally attack defense plus speed defense bond 4 and attack defense ruse 3. I guess they had to introduce speed defense bond 4, so she has it. But
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
inevitable. It's inevitable that it'll eventually happen.
I know. But is this really what you want from your cav archers? A support cav archer?
I think the kit itself
not
makes
exactly
sense.
that amazing in combat.
Yeah, well, it makes sense with their weapon, except for the bond. I think the bond is just kind of they threw it
I
in
mean,
there.
they're rallying, so they're probably going to be adjacent anyways, I guess.
I guess, but then they're going to go off by themselves. So
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not huge right now in the Aetheraids defense cav archer meta. I think that so far they've all been pretty prone to just dying.
Just so you know, Harmonic Leaf in fact kills Fjorm if he has guard.
Harmonic Leaf can be a threat sometimes. Kinda. I'm not really worried about him. I'll be
well,
honest.
that's because you've got a hardy fighter Vector. So
I don't even use that anymore. I just use Bonfire.
okay,
Leaf
well,
is not a threat. But I'm not huge on the Cav Archer meta as an offensive tool. I'm more so looking forward to it in the supportive role. So I mean, I guess
You
to-
what? Okay.
Like in the
Supportive
Fire
cav
Speed-
archers. Who else
Fire
is
Speed
there?
Poison Strike role mostly.
Oh, it's like a chip damage dealer.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I've looked at Cav Archers for a while. So I mean,
Right, that's depressing.
well, yeah, defense meta for you. But that's 3 movement rally ruse. Rally ruse is, at least in my opinion, somewhat undervalued in Aetheraids defense. And with certain positioning, I can actually see this being potentially threatening, like really threatening. It's just tough. Like, I really do see the potential here. It's just tough to find a way to slot that in with how hyper offensive Aetheraids defense metas have been getting. Like, they've been getting really, really crazy with some of our recent additions.
Because if I recall correctly, Astrid didn't even have great attack in her own game, so I'm not expecting
no,
it
that was
here.
one of her weaker stats for sure.
She's probably
Yeah.
going to have like 35, 36 attack.
But yeah,
So this is why I'm
considering-
so concerned.
considering base stats in Heroes though. With
Yeah,
Nimious,
like-
it's
She's probably going to be really fast, and I don't think she'll be, like, terrible in combat, but not great.
it won't be her main focus.
That
so-
said, the one saving grace is that she might have some defense, and she has green coloring, so she can actually potentially...
Actually, I didn't like her being green, because Sedgar is a really good cav archer.
Well, Sedgar is more so used for his instant... It's more so the fact that, while yes, Sedgar is an amazing archer cav to use in defense for, like, instant bow shenanigans and whatnot, having the
You
potential
basically-
for rally root, yeah?
That's what I was gonna say. You basically have to want that support function, because if you don't care about it, this literally has no value. this character.
Exactly. I think the utility is potentially very threatening, and I will say this, with the addition of Pulse Tie and the fact that Sigurd is season locked, I can't even always say that Sigurd is a huge threat to proc Holy Knight Aura.
Wait,
Sigurd,
oh,
because
okay.
when putting in movement +1, you have to put Sigurd into the consideration. Obviously, you can't get your full movement range calves using this, but it can be a potentially more reliable option than Sigurd to get your offensive units moving, while also having the potential to at least be somewhat of a check, at least one that can survive something like Vector. So those are two things that I think are actually quite interesting points of value for Astrid, and can, with a deft hand, actually be quite good in defense. So I think that there is value. I do think there is some unique, interesting value, more so than Wolf, in my opinion. But it's tough.
I think there has to be some great plan in mind, because that whoever you use that rally on better be able to keep their worth. Because if you use Astrid's turn, which in other words, use a unit's turn just to get yourself bonus doubler and another movement space, it has to really earn its keep. I guess in this case you also trigger Ruse, but that turn you're utilizing better earn its keep. Because one of the worst things happening in like Ether Raids right now is like, you don't lose because you can't win the one-on-one fights, you lose because you just got mobbed.
Yeah, realistically. I mean, you also, if the one-on-one fight goes sour, then your carry might just be gone. But yeah, if your entire team can't keep up and you are the one that's on the back foot by the end of combat, that's a bad position to be in. It is, especially with super tanking comps. The second they survive one turn, realistically, you lost. So everything counts. But
well, I hope she has great stats, because she's in tough competition with Sedgar and Wolf right now, which is funny because it's just the most recent banner. And I hope whoever uses her looks forward to using bonus doubler really well and that extra movement space, because her by herself, I'm so surprised we're getting like a support Cav Archer in 2021. It just feels like a really strange concept to be trying now.
Yeah. It's more unique though, I'll give it that, because just saying, I think Wolf already aged poorly.
What? That's surprising. I haven't even seen the guy.
Exactly. I think that Wolf's already in dire straits for reasons that I'm sure you're aware of.
Well, it's also Fjorm seasons right now, and everyone's Fjorms are gonna kill him.
Yeah. But, alas, we move on.
Chat, this is what I was looking forward to. In terms of art, this looks like Marcia from my memories.
Yep.
Except her posing is way dynamic. You can tell her attitude, her personality, right? Big old smile, stretching out her hands. Like, these things tell you about the character, how she's not standing still. This is how you do art. Like, this is why Astrid was just like bothered me so much.
I mean,
but
Astrid isn't a dynamic character, but true.
She is a more dynamic character, of course. But look at the lighting bouncing off her breastplate or her pauldrons, and look at it on her thigh highs. Like, you took art from like mid 2000s and you took it to 2021. Essentially, is what happened here. Like, in terms of art, this is just really, really good. And then she's your free hero, essentially, because she's demoting.
Yeah, I mean, I expected Marcia. Well, okay. No, I did not expect Marcia to demote, but I thought, very solid chance she could. And I'm pleasantly surprised that she is the main demote.
Because Legion, do you remember what we guessed? Who guessed?
I guessed that Sigrun would demote, and you guessed Marcia.
Or wait, so I guessed Marcia and you guessed Tanith?
He's Tanith. Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Wait, why'd you guess Sigrun? Isn't she already
he misspoke.
Oh, okay.
He guessed Tanith, I guessed Marcia.
Demoted.
And so we were both right.
Yeah.
All right, now kiss. Anyways, with that said, this happens every year, doesn't it? We had Shigure and then Taya, and there's somebody else.
Shigure, Thea, I guess Altena, but that's not exactly a fast lance flyer. Let me look at the demote lance flyers.
But basically what I'm trying to say, like, this happens once a year, guys. You basically get a fast lance flyer who demotes, and this is our this is ours for 2021.
Seth was 20.
Oh, Seth, yes.
Or 29.
Even though it's a Wyvern rider, but yes.
Yeah. I guess
it was the fast stage.
Dehorba, the I guess if we're talking summonable, the last one before Seth would have been Altena, who wasn't even quite the same.
Right. So
yeah.
I think it was more like Shigeri and Thea, and that's it.
Pretty much.
Okay. So the point I was trying to make is like these are little fun merge projects because I've seen Plus and Shigeri's. There was actually quite a few. Tia not so much. Seth, yes, lots.
Easily. Obviously,
Legion has gone all in.
Finally, took a year.
So this is going to be a little fun project because while she doesn't have a perf, Unbound Lance is the closest thing to a perf that you can take.
Yep.
Among the closest things that you can take for a free-to-play Lancer, and it's super cool that she's demoting it.
Yeah, that is an amazing Lance to demote.
Really happy that it's here. No more geeses that we have to wait for.
Yeah, you don't have to wait an entire year for Geese anymore. Now, much like how Violin demoted Unbound Axe, you have Unbound Lance demoting at the same time, well, within a month.
I do want to say, though, just like that, I much prefer Unbound Lance's look than that stupid flowing lance. That's what the heck is that?
Flowing Lance is silly.
It's an unidentified piece of flotsam.
Yeah, exactly. So this is much better. This actually looks like a weapon.
Yep.
So I'm ecstatic about that. At the very least, I also like her as a character. I used her a lot during my playthroughs of Telius.
Oh yeah.
Crackers.
Also, it makes me. Will our GHB hero be your brother? It would be so fun.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you serious?
We'll get to who our GHB is.
I was just floating that around. Okay, sure. Okay, with that said though, Luna, Fury 3, Speed Defense Gap 3. The kit's fine. It doesn't matter.
It is really solid
nice.
for like just having a copy of Marcia is already really good. If Fury is the 4-star skill, that would be really cool.
Another Fury.
4-star personally, just because I have way too many Hinata.
Well, that'd be kind of a counterpart to Miranda, which would be cool. So we have, speed res and speed defense gap.
Speed def gap demoting would just be a cool option to have at 4-star, but not having to just use Hinata for Fury would be really nice.
I'm just happy that I can get Fury 3 when I get the Unbound Lance.
That is true. You can now
so
take those
funny.
two skills and Luna at the same time, which
Yeah,
is
you can take that's actually like a fairly decent kit for a lot of like budget Lancers.
yeah, for a demote, that is a really solid inheritance path right there. I would totally take that for so many units. And to say nothing of Marcia, because on an off-the-cuff, like, potential stat calc, she's looking to have around 39 attack.
I don't think she's going to have attack.
She could have I think that she's going to have actually really solid attack, but 38 to 39 is looking pretty reasonable. So we'll see. She might have less, significantly.
Yeah, it's probably just standard old Pegasus flyer stats, I'd guess.
Yeah, but there is a solid chance she could have a real attack stat. We'll see, though. But if her speed's really good, keep in mind that Marcia is going to score 180 BST, meaning that Marcia is actually currently second to Benny for arena projects.
Holy shit! Wait, are you being serious? She's 180?
Yeah.
Yep.
At that time.
What?
Yep.
I thought she. Okay, you know what? That didn't even occur to me. She's 180.
Yeah, you don't have to use duel on Marcia like you do with any other Lance Flyer.
I declare bankruptcy. Wait, no. I declare I'll make a +10 Marcia then. Oh my god, yes.
This is also the same artist as like original Lind, original Elliewood.
Oh yeah, classic artist.
Yeah, Kibu.
Yeah, I picked a good time to finish Sedith. Yeah,
Wow.
no, Marcia's gonna be and she comes with her best lance, so she's just gonna be an amazing demote.
Wait, if you blue duel flying 4, you're gonna score better with Sedith though.
Yeah, I already did, so I mean...
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah, it's
Marshall
fine
would be
for you.
easier to use, sort of,
Yeah.
as weapon.
Sedith, I'm not regretting because Spear of Assault is really fun, but Marcia doesn't require duel, which is potentially game-changing. You'll just need a C slot.
And she's a cute girl, unlike Sedith. Haha, I win.
No, Sedith is the best waifu, though. We all know that.
Where's my Akuma Yugo gang in chat?
Alright, but like
Really?
Sedith, who I try to make, I think I have like 6 Sediths right now. This is impossible. Maybe one
feel
day.
you. I literally took an entire year of actually devoting some orbs to just blue for Sedith, just to finish him like a couple weeks ago. It was torture.
Wow. Okay, but with that said, chat, this is a pretty good unit to have demoted and a fun little merge project for lots of us. So
Yeah.
also the
Expect
art
a
is
lot.
top tier, which blew my
Absolutely.
mind. They're really giving away like really good looking units lately.
Yeah, the demote pool has been really good recently. Art-wise and unit-wise, like, it's actually been really nice.
Hmm.
Expect a lot of +10 Marcias, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.